This is the HUANUO FlowLift dual monitor stand. I've had this for a bit now and a few people asked me about it, so here's my take. I'm using it with 2 monitors on a wooden desk. My main reason for getting it was simple. The original monitor stands took up too much space, and I wanted both screens at a more comfortable height. I also wanted to move each screen without loosening knobs every time. This stand supports 2 monitors from 13 to 32 inches. Each arm is rated for screens weighing between 4.4 and 19.8 pounds. It works with 75 by 75 and 100 by 100 VESA mounting patterns. Those details are worth checking before buying. Screen size alone does not tell you whether a monitor will work. I checked the weight without the original base, along with the VESA pattern on the back. The main structure is steel, and it feels fairly heavy when I pick it up. Once attached to the desk, the base stays planted. It does not feel like the lighter monitor arms I've used, where the joints move a little whenever I touch the screen. Installation took me around 40 minutes. It was not difficult, but I did take my time. The package includes a C-clamp and a grommet mounting option. I used the C-clamp because I did not want to drill a hole in my desk. The clamp works with desks from about 0.59 to 3.54 inches thick. I would still check underneath the desk before ordering. A metal support rail, cable tray, or standing desk frame can block the clamp even when the desktop itself is within the supported range. I had enough open space, so the clamp went on without a problem. Attaching the monitors was easier than I expected. Each VESA plate comes off the arm, so I could screw the plate onto the monitor while the screen was lying flat. I then lifted the monitor and snapped the plate into the arm. I did not have to hold the full weight of the screen while trying to line up 4 screws. That made the process less awkward, especially with the second monitor. Setting the arm tension took a few adjustments. There is a small window with a yellow indicator that shows the tension setting. I found that more useful than turning a hidden screw and guessing. I adjusted it until each monitor stayed in place without rising or dropping on its own. Once the tension was set, the arms moved smoothly. I can raise or lower screen with one hand. The monitors stay where I leave them, and I have not noticed them slowly tilting forward during the day. The tilt range is about 85 degrees upward and 25 degrees downward. Each screen can swivel 90 degrees in either direction and rotate through 360 degrees. I sometimes turn one display into portrait mode when I'm reading a long document or working with a lot of text. Rotating it takes very little effort. I can also pull one monitor closer when I need to see small details, then push it back when I'm done. The height adjustment reaches about 15.75 inches. That gave me enough room to bring the top part of each screen closer to eye level. I noticed less neck movement compared with using the short factory stands. I still had to adjust my chair and viewing distance so the arm does not solve posture by itself. It just gives me more control over where the screens sit. My 2 monitors are not exactly the same weight. One is a little heavier and thicker than the other. After setting the tensions separately on each arm, they still line up well. That was one of my concerns before I installed it. Some dual mounts use a shared horizontal bar, which can make it harder to align monitors with different shapes. Here, each arm can be positioned on its own. Compared with a basic pole-style dual mount I used before, this one is easier to adjust during the day. The old mount was stable, but moving a screen often meant loosening a joint, repositioning it, and tightening it again. With these spring arms, I can move the displays without stopping what I'm doing. There are a few things I would keep in mind. The cable channels under the arms are useful, but they are tight. I could fit the power and display cables, though thicker braided cables took more effort. I had to leave enough slack near the joints so the cables would not pull when I moved the arms. I also noticed a small amount of movement when both arms were extended far forward. It was easier to see while typing firmly on the desk. In a normal position, closer to the support post, it was much less noticeable. If I were using 2 heavy 32-inch monitors at full extension all day, I would expect a little more movement than with smaller screens. The base does not have USB ports or audio connections. That does not bother me because I already use a separate hub, but it may matter if I want those connections built into the desk mount. I have only used it for a limited period, so I cannot say how it will feel after several years. The spring system is rated for 20,000 adjustment cycles, and the stand has been tested by TV Rhineland above its listed load rating. Those are useful details, but my own experience is more basic. So far, the tension has stayed consistent, the screens have not sagged, and I have not needed to tighten the main joints again. I think this makes sense for me if I use 2 monitors every day, need more open desk space, or regularly change screen positions. It is also useful if I switch between landscape and portrait orientation. If I rarely move my monitors and the original stands already place them at a comfortable height, a simpler fixed mount may be enough. My main advice is to check monitor weight, VESA support, desk thickness, and the clearance under the desk. Those checks matter more than the appearance of the stand. I would also set aside around 30 to 45 minutes for installation and cable routing. Based on my time with it, I'm comfortable recommending it for a dual-monitor desk where adjustability matters. It feels stable in my setup, the controls are easy to understand, and the removable VESA plates make installation manageable. The tight cable covers and slight movement at full extension are the main drawbacks I noticed. If there's anything else you want to know about the HUANUO FlowLift dual-monitor stand, leave a question in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more practical product reviews. Thank you for watching.